how this will end up. As we kick this off, let's do it. Put some sounds on. Do this. Okay, critters. One barcode. We can survive it though. It's the top left-hand side. Our Blue Protoss playing a team kill here, both from Jin Air Green Wings. Our Blue Protoss player is Creator. Up against the Red Zerg in the bottom right-hand side, it's Rogue. So here on Heatwave, a bit of a larger map, a macro-focused map. As is Acropolis, so 2 macro maps for our final series today. See if we get some longer games out of it then. As we set up to see just what's going to happen. All Rogue needs to advance through the group is a single map win. That's all he needs, and he will advance through this group. So, just needs to win one single game and see if he can get it done. Of course, if he wins 2, he still gets himself a chance to finish the group in first place, which is definitely what he prefers. Obviously, as Creator, though, you win 2-0, and you actually knock Rogue out of the competition. So, definitely a bit crazy how this can end up here. As we are going to see that probe coming in. And I guess if Rogue does lose a map, we actually don't need a tiebreaker between Sue and Hero, because Hero 1-2-0 head-to-head over Sue. So actually then that does come into play, which is pretty nice as well. Okay, so that's actually, so if Creator wins a map here, we actually don't have any tiebreaker at all. But Creator needs to win a map for that to happen. Okay. Well, that means that actually, at the moment, Hero, if Creator wins the map as well, Hero will finish the group in first place, right? Because he has that tiebreaker goes his way. So yeah, that's actually pretty sick. Go Hero, man. Alright, well, let's see what happens. As we are going to be seeing the first Overlord coming up, and Adept on the way out to get started. Stargate coming down in the main base over there. That hatchery dropping on the third base too. There's this probe of Creator just going to hop up into towards the natural, having a little bit of a scatter around, just seeing what's going on. But it's getting to the point where there's going to be queens, etc. Rogue does skip the Zerglings, which is a little greedy, and there's Adept maybe has some potential to deal damage here with the skipped Zerglings early on. So one Adept down to the bottom right-hand side. I'm going to try and pick up a couple of kills in these early stages. Second Overlord getting in position to scout as well as the probe comes back home. Well, 6 Zerglings on the way out now, so no super early Zerglings, but Ling's in time to deal with the Adept, which will shade up. And is it going to finish here? He's going to let it finish. I mean, Lings are around, 6 of them as well. Gets one kill pretty quick, has to try and micro against this, shades away. And we'll get out alive with the Adept still, so should be able to turn for one more Ling kill. Ah, kills 3 Lings, not bad at all. Oh, but the Queen was forwards and grabs the Adept. Ah, that's a shame. That was actually a good setup until the Queen showed up there. As we do see now, the Overlord going to get picked off. So Overlord going to get taken down in the next few moments. And as the Overlord falls, we are going to be having the Oracle popping out as well. 2 new Adepts are now, well, they were headed down, but they actually had their shade going backwards. Just puts them in the, puts them back on the natural ramp. Just doing the same again, just looking to see if there's anything that's forwards on the map at the moment, any Lings or Banes that are coming in. Just trying to pick up some information as this Oracle starting to come through as well here. There's an Oracle coming along and going to get aggressive. Second Stargate as the follow-ups. The Creator going to play with a lot of Phoenix right now. You're going to see this Oracle dive straight into this mineral line. Gets a couple of drones already and out of there. So, again, good so far. Lots more drones from Rogue. He's been down by 7 or 8 there for a little while. So, Creator definitely with the income advantage. Now feeling a bit more secure to actually send a couple of Adepts across the map. And he will send them across. So, looking to sneak those into a mineral line here. 10 more Lings on the way up though, so there is going to be something of a defense to be said about, against that, as we see the Phoenix lifting up the Queen, and Oracle will dive in for 1-2 more kills, and then out of there with plenty of health to spare. So we'll take some more damage again. Rogue pulls it back in the right direction now. You can see those Lings are aware of the fact these Adepts are going to be coming in from some direction, and they are just already kind of positioning around. Staying out of range so that the Adepts are more likely to commit, but Creator plays it safe and keeps those 2 Adepts alive, pulling back up home. Gonna be running back to the top side of the map. And the 2 Adepts are going to end up shitting back over here, but there's actually plenty of units to defend the 3rd base, so no pressure from Rogue in that regard. He just continues to drone heavily, going into the lair. Means he can go into a very fast Hydralisk den. Gives himself some real options now. As we see some extra drones do pop out. Starting to mine away on this 3rd base. Nexus on its way up, just over halfway done at the moment. The Oracle flying out over to the left-hand side. Phoenix from Creator as well is still obviously just popping up in numbers, right? They are finally making themselves known about as they move forwards here. First 3 Queens are very far forwards, probably can't fight them, but they're obviously not in position to defend the main mineral line or anything either. As you can see already an Overlord being found in the main base, finding himself a couple of drones on the gas. So already these Phoenix finding some good initial damage here, good shots from Creator. Now +1 missiles and roach speed. Probably more so looking towards a Hydralisk den to help deal with these Phoenix, but when you do have these roaches on the way up, you can send a few across the map, and it can obviously distract the Phoenix, force them to pull back for a little while. As, Queen's left on their own there. I feel like that was a moment to actually do something. He wants to recall the Phoenix to deal with the roaches, but there's not that many roaches. That was a shame, because those 2 Queens were exposed, and they would have gone down. Just a slight missed opportunity from our Protoss player. Phoenix lifting up a few roaches here and going to be able to get rid of a couple, so roaches going down. Twilight Council on the Forge now about to finish building. There's a couple of Immortals building in from Creator 2. There's Phoenix still coming down the bottom side of the map. Zealots, Adepts, and a Sentry able to push those few Zerglings away. And the Phoenix are back in action. 7, 8, 9, 10 drones. Loses 1 Phoenix, but also getting an Overlord kill here. Oh, that other Phoenix is very low and was still targeted by the Spore. Never pulled out of range, so the Spore never retargeted. So a little bit of a mess up on the micro there. But still a good damage dealt so far. Lots of drones and, well, Rogue is actually maybe just going to go for an attack. He's building Hydras, not replacing drones still. 2 Immortals building at a time, though. It feels pretty good for Creator. Feels really good for him, actually. You're going to see a couple of probes taking some shots. I mean, again, those few roaches just dealing damage where they can. That's, again, a good few workers. More roaches on the way again. This is a completely committed attack right now out of Rogue. Creator starts a +1 attack, charge, extra gates and Templar Archives. I mean, he's setting up to do well against a larger attack, though. Like, with the Immortal production, too. He's already on 3 Immortals. His army supply is good. Like, I feel like when we usually see a style like this out of Rogue, then, or out of any Zerg player, you usually see them having a much larger advantage in the army to begin with. These Phoenix, though, are not going to be part of the army to fight with because they're actually going to be out of energy at this rate. He's going to kill another Overlord. I just don't think he knows about this army coming across the map. Immortals on the low ground does not want to get those caught out of position. He's going to see these units now as 1 Immortal up on the natural. Stasis Ward's coming down from the Oracles to try and help defend. First few Immortal shots are going well. These Immortals on the natural actually doing a great job against the Roaches that push up there initially too. I think Creator's had a good start to this fight. Obviously, he doesn't have charge on the Zealots yet, though, and that's going to be a big issue continuing to move into this. The Oracle goes down, drops a Revelation, though. A couple more Roaches starting to drop. Creator is up by 20 workers. All he has to do here is hold on somewhat decently, and he's going to be absolutely fine. The Phoenix coming in and lift up a bunch of Hydras, but they're pretty much just sacrificing themselves. A couple of force fields on the Roaches. He actually walked in Adepts to help against the Hydras. I actually don't mind it, because charge isn't done yet, so the Adepts actually do pretty well. Rogue still maintained about a 20 army supply lead. A couple of Lings set off the Stasis Ward on the high ground. Charge is about to be done. That's a huge turning point for those Zealots in terms of how effective they're going to be. As Immortals do back away from those corrosive vials. Gets to a shield battery to save the super low HP Immortal for a few moments. Gets a few more shots out of it. And that's GG. Creator takes the map off of Rogue. And Rogue will drop a map that's ready to go. Yeah, Cyril and TLMC 9 against Cyril in the finals. 9, what was it? Best of 15, it was 8-7. And then TLMC 10, he lost to Innovation 3-12. And then obviously didn't play in TLMC 11. So, yeah, Cyril's had some good results in the events that we've ran for the TLMC. Hi, Wardy. Any way to get some marbles? I miss it, says Whoosh. We could do some marbles after the stream today if you want, dude. How about that? We'll do some marbles to make up for the fact we missed out on a few games. Does that sound good? Because this is going to be our last map of the day, so I'm finished a bit sooner than expected. We could do a few marbles to make up for it, perhaps. That sounds good to you guys. Bottom right hand side, our red Zerg player Rogue in this must-win game. As to the top left, our blue Protoss is Creator. Getting set up into this and seeing what's happening in these early stages as we kick this off. It's Pro coming in, scouting through the main base. There's a Whoosh coming in with some sub-gifts as well. We had some sub-gifts already today. And there is a few more. There's some hype in the chat for Whoosh. He also has an insane amount of sub-gifts in the channel. Oh my god, there's so many people with so many sub-gifts. You guys are so awesome. Hits Lord of Pixels for 2 months. Patuk, welcome to the Wardy family. Look, have him SC. Excited Easy, who cheered some bits just before as well. And Godmaster54. Welcome everyone to the Wardy family. Thank you so much for the sub-gifts. Well, here on Acropolis, guys, it's a very macro-focused map again. I keep talking about this one being very Ascension to Aya. Kind of has that same feel just because the middle of the map is high ground. I feel like these 4 bases are set up very similarly to that as well, or like the 4th base up here too. It is low ground up on this side, so there's definitely differences, but I feel like the base layout in the center really reminds me of that. And I actually kind of like this map when we've seen it so far, which is no surprise, because I mean, Ascension to Aya was a pretty cool map too. I guess this base is a bit closer to the natural than Ascension to Aya was. This base on Ascension to Aya was like, you came out and then down a bit, and it was maybe like, say like here, for example, rather than here. Alright. So, going to be seeing an Adapt coming through the center of the map right now from Creator. Crow pulling back in a little bit as well. And just going to see that first Stargate on the way up. We'll see what Creator wants to do here for this game number 2. Feelings actually going to go for that Adept. I mean, this time the Adept doesn't have as much luck. Gets surrounded, took Queen damage on the way in. So, big difference from what happened there in game 1. As those Lings now going to be moving out onto the map once more. Oracle being chrono boosted here from Creator, so getting that up and running. A couple of Queens still popping out of these hatcheries. And again, just going to be seeing that Overlord from Rogue hanging out up on the top side. A few Zerglings pulling back. Feeling still moving around a little bit here. Overlord up the right-hand side. I can't zoom out and show you the entire map in one look, but I wish I could. It'd be a pretty cool feature for this tournament, right? When we're judging the new maps, and they are new, right? So people would generally like to have a look at them. Stalker picking away at this Overlord. And the Overlord going to fall down. A few gateways coming up here as well, so just getting a few gateways up and running, as we do have the Twilight Council and the Robo Facility coming in for the Archon drop. So no second Stargate this time. Can we actually see what came out of the Stargate? Just the Oracle, not even a Phoenix. So no Phoenix to kill off that Overlord on the right. Stalker was there. In the Stalker, if there is a Stargate, generally means no Phoenix, right? Because the whole idea is to get rid of the Overlord and to stop it from scouting freely, which it did do. That's not wrong. Has achieved that, so just no kill on the Overlord is not that frustrating. No, it just means that it will be able to scout a little bit more easily a little bit later on. Oracle is still looking around, moving around the map here. A few High Templar going to start warping in. Rotoron dropping in from Rogue on the 3rd base as well. A couple of Adepts straight through the middle. And again, that Nexus from Creator just setting up on the left-hand side. Oh, there's going to be a drone getting caught in a stasis ward, so that drone getting picked up right there and just slowed down as Creator comes into the main with the couple of Archons. Nice try with the stasis. Oh, he gets the second stasis off and actually catches a whole bunch more drones and the Queen. Well, now he's going to run over with these couple of Archons and get himself a drone kill. Get himself a lava as well. That's kind of nice. That's going to be a dead queen too. Nice transfuse. And the Warp Prism just taking a bit too much damage, so wants to be a little bit careful with this at the moment. Stalker able to push away those few Zerglings. 4 gates on the way up. Hydralisk Den on the way down from Rogue as well, so dropping the Hydra Den down. And again, a couple of Lings just coming over. Rogue still just moving around here. More Roaches of Rogue. Coming up the right side. A couple of Archons lifting up into the Warp Prism. Immortal being chrono boosted out. High Temple on the way in as well. Forge dropping down in the back. Warp Prism still looking to see what's going on. There's a couple of Archons flying around as we see the army on the left side from Creator able to get a little bit of damage done here and there. Again, those Hydra upgrades coming through. Groove Spines coming in. We see the Roach Speed coming in. +1 missile attacks coming through. Units here from Creator pressing forwards into the middle of the map. And then there's a couple of Archons fighting away at some Queens here in the middle as well. So just getting some damage done. Again, just going to be seeing this single hallucination down to the bottom. Storm being chrono boosted out by Creator. Robo Facility dropping down in the natural. Roach and Hydra's going to clean up these rocks and the Lurker Den on the way down from Rogue as well, so I'm putting entirely into this Roach kind of Hydra Lurker style. And so far, Creator not being able to find a way to attack or anything as the Lurkers come up. It generally would be Rogue to become a bit more aggressive in this game overall. See those Roach and Hydras loading straight up into these Overlords now. Rogue will launch an attack towards this main base. So, Rogue launching an attack towards the main. And we are going to be seeing that Overseer flying all the way over to the left. Zealot sitting down the Watchtower. Observer gets picked off. And again, Chinchin dropping down. As you see the Hydras getting a good connection. Here we go, dropping the main base then. A couple of Archons doing a good job of this. Already dealing some good damage to that Overlord. Big storm drops from these Roaches and Hydras. And the Archons keep pressing forwards too. So Archons still attacking in. I'm just going to be seeing this army on the bottom side setting up as well. High Templar gets picked off. I mean, this is doing a lot of damage. Pulling Creator out of position. I mean, there's nothing to defend the third base right now. So these Lings and Hydras can get a lot done at the same time. Where is the rest of the army? I don't even know where Rogue's army is at the moment. I'm just going to be seeing the extra Roach or so still being picked off. Again, Overlords setting up at the top. And again, the Immortals getting some good damage as well. Roaches and Hydras gathering together. Plus 2 missiles just over halfway done. And again, that creep's still just stretching forwards here. As Rogue bringing some more Roaches across the map. So more Roaches coming across the map. Zealots, Immortals, Archons. Well, they're in position to defend the fourth base at least, as we do see Creator expanding down the bottom left. I mean, Rogue just goes straight up the right side of the map as well. No intention to take this base from either player just yet. However, about to finish, given obviously Rogue. I think mostly here the adaptive talents upgrades for the Lurkers is going to be the big thing, so those Lurkers can burrow a bit faster. It means they can reposition very easily during fights. It's a lot of Roaches, and I know Immortals are the counter to Roaches, but not when 3 Immortals against this many Roaches. So the Immortals going down, extra Zealots dropping pretty quickly here as well. So Zealots continuing to fall. And again, these Lurkers of Rogue moving out into the center of the map. As long as you get a good catch on a Zealot, so Zealot will fall. Again, those Roaches continue to back away on the bottom left corner. Rogue pressing forwards with these Lurkers. I mean, wants to do something with them, and the fact that they're going in on their own is very brave. Burrows up, that Robo Facility obviously going to be in range. And that should go down as one of the prime targets here. I mean, the Robo Facility is obviously huge because generally the Robo Facility produces those Immortals, and Immortals are, believe it or not, the one big answer to those Lurkers. More Lings on the bottom side, though, attacking in once again. A lot of Lings going down. Roach is taking damage too, as we see the Lurkers running in towards the upper side of the map, and yeah, a few Hydras as well. Set to go. All of these Lurkers burrowing up. Very powerful when they are burrowed. And this is a big choke point that you're attacking into, but the Archon's coming in on the top side. And Praetor is cleaning up a couple of units here. Remember, this is a do-or-die matchup. Not just matchup, but map right now. The winner of this map advances through the group in third place. Either Rogue or Creator. Because if Creator wins, he's tied up with Rogue on map score, but he won the head-to-head, obviously. If Rogue wins, he has a slightly better map score than Creator, and so will advance instead of him. Immortals and High Templar from Creator still coming around this bottom side. Storm drops on a couple of the Hydralisks. And we are going to be seeing those Overseers coming over to the left-hand side as well. Another Storm dropping. Lots of Storms dropping down. Hydra's taking a lot of damage. Everything on this bottom left-hand side starting to be cleaned out. Both Archons going down here as well. Hydras and Lings pressing through. Revelation drops on their army. The Lurker's getting caught in that as well. The Nexus does drop down. And Creator back over to the right-hand side here. Zealots and Archons from Creator coming through. Just going to see a few more Zealots just going to be charging in. Picking up a few more of these Hydralisks, and just going to be seeing these Archons picking up a Spine Crawler, picking up a Queen. And you see the Lurkers continue to fight their way through the mineral line here on the far left. A lot of probes still going down. I mean, it's turned into a bit of a weird base trade. Those Lurkers getting so much done. Rogue just needs a way to defend at home as, well, there's carriers on the way up from Creator, funnily enough. As these Lurkers will go down. Creator will hold on to his third base. But down to 41 probes, I mean, he's probably going to lose this army as well, as the Lurkers are trying to find a position to burrow. There's that speed burrow because of the Adaptive Talons being shown right there, so they can burrow right on top of units. Another hatchery going to come down on the upper right as Rogue will re-expand. Well, again, carriers are up, and there's actually going to be 5 of them in a moment or two, so the carriers are actually a big part of this now. Damn, this is something quite interesting, because Rogue doesn't have anything to really deal with carriers at all. And he just morphed in 10 more Lurkers. Probably doesn't realize how many carriers there are. I mean, I guess carriers will still take a while to kill Lurkers, but Rogue needs like Aspire or a lot more Hydras, and he needs them now. He needs them right now. Lings, Lurkers, Hydras pressing up. So there's a little bit of an army from Creator moving around a couple different directions at the moment. Lurkers burrow, Hydras are going to press straight in. I mean, there's a few more Hydras than I thought here. A couple of Storms don't connect because Rogue dodges away very nicely. Should really get that Nexus, and he does do so. A couple of Storms still left over. These Hydras going down. He's going to start building some Vipers and, well, Spire as well. So he's getting himself towards the answer for the carriers. And there's just a few Interceptors left that will clean up the last few units here. So Creator able to clean this up. Retaking a base down on the low ground now. He's got basically no economy, but he has an army. If Rogue can save up some money and get some Corruptors out, plus the Hydras, and the fact he's going to have Abducts, then I actually think Rogue wins this game. But he needs to be able to deal with these carriers, and right now, he just needs a few more moments. Fortunately, it's a larger map, and so Creator pushing across it's going to take a little bit of time. It's turned into a pretty sick game too, hasn't it? 15 minutes in, probably game of the day to wrap us up. It's crazy. Carriers coming up to the top side, picking off a couple of overlords. Some of these Crypt Tumors getting cleaned out as well. So a few Crypt Tumors going down. Going to see a few DTs warping in to join this army. Maybe keep one of them as a DT, morph the other into an Archon. Vipers are full of energy at the moment here, as we have Creator coming around the top side of the map. A couple of Zealots, High Templar warping in. 26 more Zerglings currently building. There's this army. Pushing into the upper right side, some Spore Crawlers going to burrow. I think Creator's just taking a little bit too long coming across the map here. Maybe waiting for Storms, etc., but big set of abducts to begin with, and another set of abducts to the Corruptors. Sorry, the Hydras are still there. Now 2 of the carriers out of 5 go down. The Mothership's dead as well. Now he just consumes the Vipers back up to energy, and you can abduct them again. Then you're only fighting against a ground army, and that's manageable. Really manageable. As Ling is going to launch a counterattack. This base exposed and unprotected. There's just so much creep on the map, and I mean, Kratos running around, cleaning up creep at the moment. So all of this creep getting cleaned up so far. As you're going to be seeing Ling's coming back in, picking up this Nexus kill. You see Archons, Immortals, and Carriers pressing forwards too. You're going to see a bunch of Hydras starting to go down. Nice little abduct forwards. You see the Hydra's going to pick up one of those Carriers right there. Other Carrier taking some damage as well. A couple of Storms coming down, hitting those few Hydras. Nice pickoff. So all the Carriers going down. And that's Rogue picking up the win, which means he will move through this group. GG's Rogue.